very excited about this next guest. Spiritual medium and best-selling author Rebecca Rosen has a new book out that teaches us how to connect to divine wisdom and face our own personal challenges head-on. She is here now with more. Rebecca, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Such a great welcome home, essentially, right?
It is. I consider Detroit my home away from home, for sure. This is where it all began for me, gosh, 23 years ago.
And when you say this is where it all began, I mean, when you start talking about your gifts, your spiritual gifts, and connecting with people, it didn't happen until you were here in Michigan, living here.
So what happened was I was in school in Gainesville, Florida, at the University of Florida, and it really started there where my dead grandmother started talking to me. I thought I was going crazy. And so over the course of about 2 years, it took that long for me to believe this was real. And she gave me enough evidence. She predicted at the time my future husband and his birthday, and then fast forward 18 months later, I met him, and it was his exact birthday. And that was kind of the icing on the cake for me. But then I moved to Detroit because my dad lived here. And so that's where I found the courage. I didn't use my advertising degree. And instead I said, all right, universe, if you want me to share this gift with others, bring it to me. And then all of a sudden I set up shop in a coffee shop and people started coming, and the rest is history.
That is an incredible story. Do you remember at all, besides your husband, what she said to you?
Yeah, so she knew I thought I was going crazy. She said, call your dad and ask him these 3 things nobody would know. And my grandmother took her own life when I was 10. My dad found her. He never told anybody details. She told me exact details of this scene. And so he knew for a fact, this is my mother. But the point is, my grandmother was saying, I was going through depression. She's like, let me help you and go down a positive road, you know, unlike she did. And so it was very healing and helpful. And she gave me all this information. I healed my life. And that's the wisdom now I bring through, like in this book, to help others do the same.
Can you explain to us and to people watching, what does it sound like? What does it feel like when you hear the voices from the other side?
You know, it's very subtle. We all have this ability to different degrees. It's called a sixth sense. It's intuition. But it's spirits impress our minds and bodies with thoughts and feelings. So I'll see, like, it's like daydreaming. I'm looking at you, but I'm actually seeing something that happened yesterday in my mind's eye. Or hearing something, I hear it in my own voice. So it's hard sometimes to differentiate, is this a mind thought or is this spirit? And I actually talk about it in this book to help people understand.
What's your heaven?
So what's your heaven? Heaven, what spirits tell me all the time, it's not a place, okay? Heaven is a feeling. So you know how you can be in a living hell or have a heaven on earth, whether you're alive or dead. And I think what so many people don't understand is that they're hoping to get out of their struggle, and they're waiting till they die to find peace. You can find peace now. So this book is a roadmap on how to help people get past the life lessons that they came to learn and empower them to make different choices so that they can find their heaven on earth.
And I don't want to put you on the spot, but I will.
Go for it. I'm used to it.
As somebody who talks to people that have passed, so people on the other side, do you think spiritually that there is a biblical heaven, that there is a spot where our souls go after this life is over?
So energy doesn't die, it just changes form, right? So our spirit leaves this dimension and we go to a higher frequency. So heaven's going to be whatever you anticipate it to be, and you pick up where you left off. So if you're a good human, you don't have to be perfect, we all make mistakes, you have nothing to worry about. You're gonna go to that beautiful heaven, okay? There is something likened to hell, it's just a lower frequency. But again, like attracts like. So again, as long as your intention is to be good and kind and loving, you have nothing to worry about.
Is anybody talking to you now?
People are always talking to me. It's always a party in my head. I keep hearing Nick. Does Nick mean anything to either of you? Living or dead? No?
No.
Okay, do you have a father who passed?
No.
Do you have a father-in-law who passed?
No.
Do you have someone, okay, the dog, where does the dog come in? Do you have a dog in your house?
I do.
Okay, and there's a father figure here. So it's maternal side. Who's Nicholas or Nick? Nicky?
Nick,
I don't know.
No.
That doesn't mean, I don't know, anybody in
So
here.
there's other bodies in
There's
this
a
room
lot-
here.
There's a lot of bodies in
So
here.
that's the problem. Somebody over here is like, that's for me. I guarantee you, watch. We're going to walk off. Is there a May birthday or death anniversary?
There's a May birthday.
Okay. Are there 2 kids? Where do two kids come in? Are you 1 of 2? Do you have 2?
I have 2. I'm 1 of 2. My brother has 2.
Okay.
I think we're all,
twos.
there's a lot of 2s.
Do we know who JR is? JR initials or Junior? And then there's a father figure, and he's showing me he died really suddenly and fast, and he's making me feel like it was either heart attack or upper respiratory for sure.
I don't know.
That might be for
I don't
somebody
know.
else.
It
in
could be
this room.
somebody in the room. There's a lot of people in the room.
Okay.
I imagine your life, it's all multitasking.
Well,
You're
that's-
probably getting things
that's-
from every direction. all the
And I have this event, and I already have like 400 people coming.
Yeah.
So what happens is the spirits start lining up.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
they
and
do.
then
Oh, my gosh.
And I'll put it out there. I have a Robert or Bob. I don't know who he is.
That's my dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
That just happened on someone else I was reading. We're talking about your living dad, Robert. Ask him. This is for him. Whatever
Okay.
I just said, I don't remember.
Nicholas Nicky.
Nick. There's
I
a
will
Nick.
ask him.
And then find out about the JR and the heart stuff, and that could be his father.
I will ask
Okay.
him about that.
The whole point
Yeah.
is, it's to comfort him, to let him know that he's watching over him.
That is
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
that. And there is an event. We want to talk to you about the event. Here's the event right here, Wednesday, tomorrow, at the Berman Center for Performing Arts in West Bloomfield. RebeccaRosen.com is the website. I'm going to ask my dad about that.
Now you're
I'm gonna text him right now. Thank you so
All
much.
right, we'll
Thank
take a
you.
break.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.